Association of Owners Amato regarding the assault of drivers, vandalism of trucks, and extortion along the Tinkan Apapa corridor. Speaking to the concerned truckers at the Nigerian Ports Authority NPA Annex Office in Marina, Special Advisor to the Governor on Transportation, Cholagiwa, announced that the relevant authorities would commence raids to rid the port corridors of miscreants and unauthorized personnel posing as traffic and security agents. The Special Advisor condemned the act of vandalism and extortion as acts of economic sabotage, emphasizing that under the 2018 State Transport Sector Reforms Law, the collection of tolls on Lagos roads is strictly prohibited. Giwa stressed that no union is authorized to levy any form of toll on truckers operating along the corridor. He assured the truckers that all contentious issues will be addressed in collaboration with stakeholders, including the Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria, RTN, and the National Union of Road Transport Workers, NURTW. In pursuit of its policy of inclusivity, the Lagos State Ministry of Youth and Social Development has partnered with Food Bay to empower the youth, particularly the informal youths. Commissioner for Youth and Social Development, Mobulaji Ogunlende, stated that the ministry was partnering with the Food Bay to ensure that the youths in the state are financially empowered and upskilled to do better in the food business. Also speaking, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Youth and Social Development, Toyin Oke Osointolu, described the partnership as a laudable project that resonated well with the ministry as it would help the state government in empowering the informal youths. On a spot, Managing Director, CEO Food Bay, Femi Ogundoro, appreciated the state government for the partnership and promised to make Season 5 of the program being unveiled better than the previous one. Ogun State Governor Dr. Abiodun has announced that his administration will make 100 brand new 18-seater compressed natural gas buses available for the use of transporters in the state as part of measures to cushion the effects of the current socio-economic challenges. Abiodun announced this in Abeokuta during a meeting with transport unions on how best to tackle the rise in transport fares in the state, which has raised the prices of essential commodities beyond the reach of the masses. It warned transporters against taking undue advantage of the current situation to exploit and place avoidable burdens through high transport fares on the people. The governor noted that there has always been an astronomical rise in transport fares anytime there is a slight adjustment in the pump prices of fuel. Abiodun, while stating that the federal government is gradually leaving the business of sales and distribution of petroleum products to the private sector, noted that there was no need for transporters to increase transport fares by over 1,000% when the price of PMS was just increased by 30%. And now to the rest of the stories. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, has condemned Monday's invasion of a hospital and abduction of workers and patients by gunmen in Birin Gwari local government area of Kaduna State. The bandits reportedly invaded a primary healthcare center at Laindan Auta village in Kuyelu ward, Birin Gwari, abducting 2 nurses and many patients yet to be ascertained. Abbas charged security agencies to rise up to the occasion and rescue those being held captive by the bandits. The speaker also called for sustained efforts to rid every part of Nigeria of the dangers of kidnapping, banditry, and terrorism. Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi says those who have been prosecuted and convicted for corruption should not enjoy state pardon. Speaking in Abuja at a roundtable organized by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC) for State Commissioners for Justice, Fagbemi said he would suggest in the next constitutional review that those found guilty of corruption should not enjoy the prerogative of mercy. He stressed the importance of collaboration among all stakeholders, particularly the attorneys general, in the fight against corruption, calling on them to avoid allowing nepotism, political witch hunting, rivalry, or bigotry to influence their actions in an attempt to appease their governors. Fagbemi also urged anti-graft agencies to ensure that cases are investigated thoroughly before suspects are arrested to avoid media trials. And in some foreign news, thousands of prisoners in British jails are being released early as part of the government's moves to ease overcrowding. Recently released figures show that the prison population in England and Wales was at its highest ever level. With concern about released prisoners reoffending, the government insisted that no violent offenders or domestic abusers would be eligible for early release. Business Minister Jonathan Reynolds said it was a difficult decision to release the about 1,750 prisoners. Downing Street has said the policy was required to avoid unchecked criminality, where recently convicted criminals have been spared jail sentences because there were no places available. And then in sports news, Rwanda will seek to get her first win over Nigeria during their 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifying Group D Match Day 2 clash at the Amahoro National Stadium this afternoon. The Super Eagles started the series on a bright note by beating the Republic of Benin 3-0 at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo on Saturday. While it was a fine start for Nigeria, the Wasps exhibited bravery by coming from behind to secure a 1-1 draw against Libya in Tripoli 3 days earlier. Rwanda has only appeared in the AFCON once in Tunisia in 2005, beg your pardon, and failed to progress beyond the group stage, recording a win, draw, and loss. That was our news at 12, but just before we go, maintain adequate distance from the vehicle ahead of you to avoid collision. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms. X Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube, Traffic Radio 961. And you can also visit our website, www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that under the Sanwo-Olu administration, Loma launched the Lagos State Blue Box Recycling Initiative? Well, you can get more details on the Lagos State Government website, and to end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos State Government, in collaboration with other security and traffic management agencies, has vowed to take decisive action against offenders in response to grievances raised by the consortium of truck drivers under the Association of Maritime Truck Owners, AMATO, regarding the assault of drivers, vandalism of trucks, and extortion along the Tinkan-Apapa corridor. As Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas has condemned Monday's invasion of a hospital and abduction of workers and patients by gunmen in Birnin-Gwari local government area of Kaduna State. And we also told you that thousands of prisoners in British jails are being released early as part of the government's moves to ease overcrowding. And then in sports, Rwanda will seek to get a first win over Nigeria during their 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifying Group D Match Day 2 clash at the Amahoro National Stadium this afternoon. And for contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast. It was compiled by Abiola Fagbalago. Thank you so much for listening. In Lagos, my name is Mike James. Beautiful afternoon to you. It's now time for me to step aside for Micah Arocha and Temitope Peterside for lunchtime waka. You have yourself a wonderful time out.